Hey, how's it going, guys? TMTRE here, also known as the man that reviews everything. In today's video, I'm just going to jump into reviewing the Predator movie, Prey. I just finished watching it a few minutes ago, and I have a lot of thoughts on this movie. First of all, a lot of fans are saying that this movie is the best Predator movie since the first one, and I honestly think that this movie is better than the first one. I don't know. I like how fresh and how unique this Predator movie is. It goes back all the way to the very first time a alien predator landed on Earth and goes up against a Comanche warrior, Naru. Now, Naru is a very likable character. She's so fucking badass. It's very awesome. The fight sequences and the action scenes in this movie is so fun, and this movie is so bloody, so gory, very satisfying. I think it's my favorite Predator movie so far, and I'm very excited for the future if they continue with these characters in this storyline, which I hope they do, honestly, because this was a very interesting story. And I love the two parallels that we get to see in this movie because they really try to make it noticeable that there are two Predators in this movie. One being the actual Predator, and two being Naru. They really build up the movie by showing the Predator going after small animals, working his way up to the humans. And we get to see that same parallel for Naru, where she starts off hunting a lion, then she goes up against the bear, then she goes up against colonizers, the French colonizers, and then she goes up against the Predator. And it's just awesome. It's a really good movie, really well done. I watched the Comanche dubbed version. I didn't want to watch the English version because I feel like it was meant to be watched on this Comanche version. And I loved it. You know, I heard a lot of people who did watch the English version say it was very cringy, very hard to kind of watch because they're speaking like modern day English. And it's so unrealistic because they're the Comanche warriors and they're not even speaking in their dialect. Like, come on, this is how that movie should have been made in the first place. Screw the English version, just have it just solely the Comanche version. I think the movie is meant to be watched that way, and definitely check it out if you guys haven't watched it. If you guys watch the English version and haven't seen the Comanche version, you gotta rewatch it in the Comanche. It's so much better, and it feels right. It just feels really, really right. And that's what I love about it. I love I'm not one of those people who can't watch a subtitled foreign film. You know, I love foreign films, so I would definitely check those out any day and watch them. So with this movie, though, they do it so right. I just feel like it was very historically accurate, and I was doing some research behind it, too. They had fact checkers along with them while shooting, and also fact checking the script. And one thing I saw when I was researching that, one of the fact checkers were like, there's no horses in this movie. And they're like, the Comanches love their horses. They always fought on their horses and always rode horses. And so they had to rewrite a scene and implement more horses in the film to make it more historically accurate. So I love that. I love that part. And I love the weapons too. That we also get to see the two different weapon choices for the Predator and Naru. They really showcase the Predator's gadgets, his weapons, all his technology. But then they also do that for Naru. But Naru, she makes her own weapons and her own, by hand. She does it herself. She doesn't need the technology. And it really comes down to the brains versus the bronze. Now, I'm not going to spoil who wins here because that's pretty tense at the end. So I'll just leave that up to you guys. But I really love that they showed the two different sides, that they're both hunters in their own ways. One is very high tech and has a whole bunch of upgrades. The other one is handmade skills, and it's awesome. Naru is a very skilled fighter, and I love it when we get to see her really showcase all that on screen. I feel like the sideline characters, though, were not that big of characters, in my opinion, meaning that they're not of much importance. They're really just there to be a body bag to the Predator, and that's another thing I love. Like I mentioned earlier, this movie is very bloody, very gory. You will see limbs fly left and right on your screen. They really don't shy away from that. And I know a lot of people were worried because when Disney bought Fox, or 20th Century Fox, and they were still making this movie, they were worried that all that was going to be dumbed down. It's not going to be like a hardcore Predator movie. But no, it still is, and it's awesome. And the suit of the Predator, it's all practical, it's not CGI, so they really went back to the roots with this franchise, and I'm so glad. That's why I think it's better than the original. It's so fresh, it's so unique, and then and it brings an interesting story to the Predator franchise. And I just love the fact that it involves the Comanche people, because no other Predator movie has really done that. And to see what happens in this movie is really exciting, and it's just very fresh and unique, like I've been saying throughout this entire video. I'm a big fan of this movie. I really am. I know at first I was like, okay, I don't know what to expect. When stuff started happening, I was like, dude, this is so fucking awesome. I don't want it to end. And so there is no post-credits scene at the end of the movie, but when the credits roll, they do like a little painting of the movie. And so stay tuned to that, because at the end they kind of tease what could happen in the future. And what happens in that painting is very exciting, and it has me wanting more. I want to see what happens next. So stay tuned for that. But overall, this film was really good, very suspenseful. It has you on the edge of your seat a lot. You never know what's really going to happen. And the Predator, let me just say this, looks fucking great, and he fights so fucking good. I feel like he uses weapons and gadgets that we've never seen before in a Predator franchise. Again, it takes a unique and fresh look on the Predator itself, and it's so fucking awesome. It's so badass. This movie is so good. I love it a lot. I've honestly loved the Predator franchise way more than the Alien franchise, and I know those two franchises have always been compared with the two. They've even had battles in movies where it's literally Alien versus Predator. Those movies suck, honestly, but I've always just been a bigger fan of the Predator franchise, and this movie did the franchise justice, and it's keeping it alive. If this movie were to do bad, I can see the Predator franchise going down and being shelved for a few more years. But since this movie is so good, the fans are loving it, a lot of people are loving it, I can see them making more movies. I just hope they keep going in this direction that they went with in Prey, because if they did, then the future looks fucking bright for the Predator franchise, and that's something we need nowadays. You know, it's been a while since we've had a good Predator movie. The last movie, The Predator, that came out, I want to say like 2019, I forgot, but that movie was not the best. It was just heavily CGI. It was, I don't know where they were going with that at the end. I don't know, I wasn't a fan of it. The last decent sequel or just reboot of The Predator was the movie Predators. That came out 2010, 2011, one of the two. But that movie was actually decent. I'm not saying it was good or better than the original or on the same level. It was decent, you know, and it's better than the last Predator movie that came out. But Prey really takes the crown for number one, in my opinion. I know people will still love and hold dear to their hearts the first Predator movie. It's just been a while since I've seen the original, so I probably need to go rewatch that. But right now, Prey is number one. So I think that's going to do it for my review for Prey. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the movie if you guys have seen it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you guys haven't already. My name's TNTRE. I hope you guys have a good day today. Stay safe, spread the love, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.